Welcome into 2019 and my very first video for the year, where I really felt impressed to talk about retaliatory eating because I found it within myself over the Christmas New Year period. Many of you who have been following my work as a healer and a mentor would know that my past, stepping through my own patterns of anxiety, eating disorders, and breakups, was really the impetus for me to discover my own self-healing capacities. One of the big purposes of my life and my heart is to share and offer what I have gleaned and learned intuitively about our own capacity for self-healing with others, so that we can all remember our own innate right to heal our own hearts. I want to talk about retaliatory eating because I think it's so hilarious that it's like, take this! Nevertheless, I found myself doing this, and I want to guide you through what this is about and what you can do about it, so that we can hold ourselves in deep compassion and we can actually find our way to create peace and harmony where there is discontent, anger, and resentment deep within our bellies. If you are a highly sensitive, if you're an empath, you have been exposed to the perspectives of others, verbal or unverbalized, your whole life. And what that means is that the expectations and the preferences that other people have about who we are, how we look, how we behave, and how we interact with others is something that we have all been by necessity exposed to. For me, an empath is somebody that can feel within their own body the emotions of others. Also gives us the ability to tune into and discern the thoughts and perspectives of others, which means we have this rather remarkable capacity to perceive ourselves through the eyes of others. This can be incredibly disheartening, very, very scary to actually look at yourself through the perspective of other people and their lens of harsh criticism. This was my past and my background, and many of you know that I've been through so much to heal my own overeating, undereating, and binge eating patterns. Disordered eating has been such a huge part of my life. And for me, it was 7 years ago that I was still compulsively losing control and eating something that I was not hungry for and I didn't want to eat, but feeling that that was the only way to quench some of the emotional turmoil within myself. Now, for me, I've reached a beautiful neutral. I've reached a place where I can hold my body and myself in deep respect and really nourish and nurture myself with food from a place of awareness and mindfulness and love. Body acceptance has to be a part of this, but I noticed over Christmas, eating with other people, that sometimes I would eat not to nourish and nurture myself, but to retaliate to the perspectives of others. This retaliatory eating is our way of fighting back silently and saying, stuff you, I will eat what I want. And I think it has a necessary place, and that it is a very human and understandable behavioral response to other people judging and criticizing us for the way that we eat and the way that we look. Nevertheless, it undermines our sovereignty, our internal authority and power to self-determine. What I want to bring acknowledgement to is that if you are retaliatory eating, then you are actually eating in a way that you hope will spite others. And this is not a way that is conducive to self-love and self-care. Revenge cannot be enacted through our eating towards others, and logically we know this. But sometimes when we are not comfortable to speak up and advocate for ourselves, we can silently eat in a way that shows other people that we do not care for their perspective. If this is something that has become aware in your heart and your mind, and something that you would love to discern, please ask yourself if you want to continue watching this video. If you do, and you are in a place to bring more love, more compassion, and heal this within yourself, so you can return to beautiful harmony within your inner world, keep watching. I'm going to talk you through the strategy that I use to actually recall the pivotal moments, maybe the top 3 or 5 moments when significant people in your life said particularly shameful, aggressive, or condescending remarks that made you feel shamed, guilty, disrespected, or dishonored. Very important that you trust yourself to be able to call forward the moments where this happened for you, and really ask for your higher power, your angels, your guides, your soul, your inner wisdom, or your true self to really support you in lovingly bringing your awareness to this area so that you can create healing. Once you've done this, I really want you to look at this memory that you're calling forward and really ask yourself, what did I pick up? So I recalled an image of being at the public pool on a school trip and having a bunch of boys pointing and laughing at my beautiful body in a swimsuit at 8 years old. Who knows how it looked to them, but they thought it was well within their right to judge by pointing their fingers and laughing. Now, they didn't actually say anything. This action alone conveyed to me, you are unattractive and therefore unworthy. So I want you to bring awareness to the message that you perceived from this experience. Sometimes it wasn't the words, it was how you have interpreted it on a soul level that can be the most damaging. So write down how you perceived. What was the message that came to you from this experience? The second step, and this is something I talk about a lot in my beautiful book, Heart Healing, the 13 Principles of Emotional Self-Healing. I believe that we are all capable of self-healing and transforming our wounds into light, truth, and power. And for me, you need to be able to receive the truth. So for me, I was reminded that my truth lies far beyond, or my power, my value lies far beyond my physicality. And the third step that I used was actually calling forward my higher self to go back into that memory and actually allowing her to advocate for me. So where I was quiet, submissive, or walked over, trodden over at that time, actually allowing the wisest part of me to go back into that moment and speak up and actually advocate for me in a way that protected me and preserved me. And another step, if you find there's a lot of sensitivity around this, is really asking for loving divine mothering. So being able to call forward the wise divine mother within you, or your heavenly mother above, archangels, angels, guides, fairies, anyone in the unseen world that you feel is a loving, nurturing influence on you, and ask her for the truth. My beautiful higher mother was able to reassure me that my beauty would grow over time and that I would be able to claim my inner beauty and that that would be reflected externally. I want to offer this to you because we can't live our lives retaliating to the harmful words, behaviors, thoughts, and feelings within others. You and I logically know that they are lost, they're hurting, and that they have been attacked and shamed by other key people in their lives. Nevertheless, this was something that I came across within myself just this last Christmas period. So I want to offer this to you, beautiful one, so that you may be able to cleanse what has happened and restore yourself to balance and love. My channel is going to be changing over the next period of time, but it will always speak into how we can deepen into our truth and rise on purpose. I am a mentor for those who really want support and facilitation to deepen into your soul truth so that you can be unencumbered and free. Liberate yourself to radiate in your truth and perform the sacred function that you were designed for in this world. I believe that as we all do this, we're all going to rise higher together and experience new levels of love, joy, and peace in this world. Thank you so much for being a part of this channel. If this content has touched you, please reach out to me and comment below. Tell me your perspective, ask any questions that you have, and I look forward to connecting with you again next week. Big love and blessings from Empress Lysa.